We're here, back to the Matrix, Stevie B on the live. Austin, what's up, y'all? If anybody's gonna join in today, but congratulations to CP3. That's, I think, what we all wanted. I think we can all agree that we wanted CP3 to get his, and CP3 got his. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, at least for now. Okay, the man got to the finals, and I don't understand how a player like that great, the way he's elevated teams all his career, hadn't made it to the finals. We know what they did back in vetoing the trade to the Lakers, which wasn't mad at the time. They probably would have had a super team, but it was all CP3 all day last night. Took over the game in the second half. From the beginning of the game, you can see they came out, and CP3 came out like the bat on the floor. But from a getting his team involved standpoint in the very beginning of the game, as well as literally just being aggressive and got hyper aggressive in the second half. Crowder came out with that confidence. Crowder showed some veteran confidence and just knocked down everything he saw. That was beautiful. That was beautiful to see. That sort of propelled them, because when you come out in a game like that and you come out and you give your punch, the Clippers are going to punch back. And they went up, early in the first quarter, and then the Clippers punched back. And it was a, neck and neck game for a little bit there. But then you have Crowder knocking down threes and consistently giving them an answer. Booker was aggressive all night long, but decisive. I'll say that. There was no hesitation in what Booker was doing tonight. That man was playing like a shooting guard. That man was playing like the title you are. Go shoot that ball. Go find a way to score. That is exactly what Booker did last night. Got nothing to say but great praise for him. It's funny because I spoke yesterday or the day before, about the idea of Boogie giving them problems, but I feel the Clippers overplayed Boogie to the point where, if you notice, the Suns adjusted a little bit there. I think they were trying to capitalize off of what was some great play from Boogie the past couple games, and Boogie did his thing. Is they started to take advantage of him on the defensive end a little bit. The Suns did, and that amounted to Saric knocking down some threes, which is essentially what you need to do. Boogie on the high pick and roll is an issue, so Saric was knocking down some threes. I don't know what else to say about, the Clippers overall. Pat Bev's energy kept them in the game. I'll have more on that disgraceful motherfucker. But Pat Bev came out getting to the hole, so they had their interior defense was breaking down a little bit, but that was right off of the back of Chris Paul. If you're gonna go to the hole on Chris Paul and you're quick as Pat Bev, I'll give you that. I understand that that's not something that we can sit there and say Chris Paul's got the quickness and he's a defense, maybe in his younger days, but that game was pretty good in the beginning, and I feel like the way they withstood the Clippers' energy, or the Clippers, and mind you, why is it that Pat Bev was the only one with? It's like, when this dude is leading your team, and he's got all the energy, and Jackson's playing with energy, but Paul George, where you at? Marcus Morris, where you at? These are the guys that need to be leading the team. Pat Bev needs to be your background piece, and yeah, he was your loudest player for the beginning of that game, for the most part. Hell, throughout the game, he was your most. It's like he's playing tough defense on who he has to be. He switched over to Booker, because Booker's moving everywhere, and then CP3 starts balling. But where was the rest of that team? I mean, where was anybody when Crowder was cooking? Morris, where are you at? Offensively, it's just funny. It's funny to watch a team methodically whoop your ass, but then to watch them play with a confidence like they know you're not going to stop them. Every shot the Clippers took, every shot the Suns took last night, they shot it like it was going to go in. You could tell. You could tell. Jay Crowder literally did not hesitate, not once. They moved the ball. Guys like Bridges moving up without the ball, moving the ball after he got it if he didn't have an open shot. That was an all-around team game. And when your superstar needed to take over, he did it. And he did it not just in a normal, I need to take over way, like, I want this. That was Chris Paul's game. Everybody played like, we got to get this one, or this is our game. Even Ayton might not have had the biggest role in that game, but he made so many plays in the paint that they had to respect the fact that he was going to make some of those jump hooks, and he wasn't just, Ayton. This is what makes Ayton, such a good big man to me. Is the man finish his soft hands, he finishes at the hole, he gets boards, he plays defense, but he doesn't have to dunk it or lay it up in order to score the ball. Okay, he can shoot a little turnaround mid-range right there. He can do the jump hook real good with soft hands, and the best centers can do that like it's nothing. That's why it's a lost art, because these big guys don't practice that, and that's why it looks funny when you got guys like Blake Griffin who want to try and go up for the jump hook, and it's like, look, you never really developed a post game. Let's be real. And this is a dude all his life been a big man, been doing nothing but it's natural to him. These half bigs are in the league, I'm just telling you, it's a lost art. That soft touch from the middle of the paint. And you the tallest, longest dude, that means you can just reach over and put it in, or put your soft touch in. It's the same thing as shooting the ball. It's the same thing as these point guards who are practicing floaters nowadays. Okay, that is a shot. That is a legitimate shot. And back in the day, big men made that because you were supposed to be able to make that. That was a shot. And Ayton, did his thing last night and making those mid-range bunnies, making those moves look like I'm supposed to do this. This is what I do, and it's gonna go. There's no, I'm not shooting a maybe with a hook shot. Okay, man, has anybody ever wanted it badder than you seen the way CP3 take over last night? He was hitting three. Everything I felt like was a fadeaway three. All right, all his threes I felt like were fadeaway threes. Why is that? You want to talk about takeover? 31 points in the second half. Oh my God! All you need to know is he had 8 assists and they won. That means he was balling. Okay. I love what Booker did. And I reiterate, everything Booker did was aggressive, direct, and thus he had success. Okay. Booker either went to the hole, went into the lane with the direct purpose to find an opening and shoot, shot the three and made it, or was to the hole and finished a few times with dunks. Okay, through people. And he's not the biggest guy. He went past to the dunk. If somebody's going to block it or not. To the dunk, straight to the dunk. Okay, respect for Booker, who played exactly how I was talking about him playing. He cannot be indecisive. He can't be, and I don't think he had the mask on. I literally, we're just not talking. Take the mask off, Book, because you're trying to see other stuff and don't worry about it. Let's see C3 be the point guard and you be the shooter, be the scorer that you are. That's the point. That's the point. Okay? Love the way they played. And everyone else moved the ball. And that's all they needed. Move the ball and take advantage of the opportunity that they set you up to score. But let's be clear, that game was sold and won by 3 people. CP3, Jay Crowder, and Booker. Okay, and the adjustment they made when Boogie came into the game and was giving them a problem on the block, they took advantage of it. He hit a 3. He was, he's taking advantage of Sarge there for a second. When they took advantage of him on that high pick and roll, or that high pick and pop, that high pick top of the key, where Boogie cannot play both. Boogie cannot catch. He's not going to come out and play the 3, because when he did come out, they got to the lane. Love the way I seen him play last night. I'm not even going to comment. I'm going to comment on this for 2 seconds. I said Pat Bev was a scrub. I said he's one of them dudes who, when they was losing last year, or when they're losing, sitting on the bench, he ain't saying shit. Okay? But the biggest mouth when he winning. And I'm gonna put up these clips. I'm gonna put these clips up later because I'm standing by this shit. The man earlier in the game was getting by CP3 a couple of times to the hole. I think he got by CP3 one time and came back, threw his head back, talking hella shit. What do we see in that play? CP3 walks by him and says 2 words, if not that. Doesn't have the same dog-ass energy that Pat Bev likes to have at people to hype himself up. And if that's what you need, clearly that's what you need to succeed. And that's fine. If somebody needs that type of hype, and Kevin Garnett did it constantly. Biggest shit talker in the game. But I highly doubt you will see that motherfucker push somebody in the back like that. Y'all wanted to call that play. Everyone wanted to book, wanted to talk. I watched media. I watched all these newscasts, all these sports, talk show hosts, okay? Talk about how could you even find a reason the other night to say, oh, CP3 threw his legs out. What the hell are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. Pat tried to stay in front of the pick and actually went low, okay? CP3 jumps, he's already under his legs. Okay, that was all a bang-bang play, all right? And his sucker move was for him to go and mark it afterwards, all right? And just like today, just like last night, that sucker went ahead and decided that I'm going to be a pussy and shove the hell out of somebody, all right? Serious, dude? I mean, are we, again, can you not see, like, dude, you pull your skirt down, Pat Bev. Pull your skirt down. Seriously, dog. Because we see you. I don't care. Like, bro, shout out to anybody that could bust their ass to make it to the NBA. But pull your skirt down. We seen Ron Artest pull bullshit. We seen Dennis Rodman pull bullshit. We seen all type of weirdo ass dudes in this league before. Okay? Pull your skirt down. All right? Point blank, period. Man, I don't know what kind of people would want somebody on their team like that. Who's the epitome of a sore loser. That's just that's not even an elementary school. That's not even an elementary move. All right? Kids are taught sports and shit better than that. Serious, dude? You jaw and talk more than anybody. But yet, you want to turn around and push some? What the hell? You ain't Kyrie get jawing with Schroeder about the N-word. You dog it and dog on everybody. All right, so you know you messed up. You gonna get suspended. I mean, dog, that's scrub move. Scrub move. But we're gonna leave that alone because this is a congratulations to CP3. Okay? Suns thoroughly handled their business last night. And the Clippers, I don't know what's up with their future. The NBA, before things even done, always talks about all types of rumors, whether Kawhi's done here or this, that, and the third. We don't know what's going to happen. But I guarantee you, just like this past offseason, in the past couple offseasons, where they try to find point guards to replace you, Pat, you're done. You're done, okay? They lucky. Honestly, man, the only reason he's playing is Rondo is not Rondo from 10 years ago anymore. And they don't have a squad. If Kawhi's there, Rondo's in the game. Right? They needed Pat Bev because he's a better scorer than Rondo. And I don't even know if that's necessarily the truth. Rondo just chooses to be a better point guard and defender. Pat Bev is all energy, but he's a scrub. Wow. Fake tough guy. Can dish it, but can't take it. Straight sucker. So, aside from that, I think everybody wants to know what the thought process is on the finals, and I don't care who makes it to the finals to meet these cats. CP3 and the Suns look like the most polished team in the playoffs right now, okay? Especially if Booker is playing as the 2 guard and strictly the 2 guard. Meaning he doesn't have to worry too much about trying to make an open play for somebody else. They expect you to score, bro. They want you to score. You're a guy who can drop 40 for them anytime he wants to. That's what they want you to do. Okay? And they brought somebody there to be they brought you the point guard, bro. Set you up, set everybody else up. So do your thing. Finals tonight, it's gonna be the telltale for that. Excuse me. They said Giannis's injury isn't that he didn't necessarily damage anything. I believe they call it a hyperextension. If he plays tonight, I'll be surprised. That can be tough to come back from. That can be difficult. And that can take a week, at least 2 weeks sometimes. Just it might not be anything torn. And I can speak from personal experience. I didn't have anything torn, but it took me a few weeks to recover from something like that. And it was not as severe as what I saw happen to Giannis. You know, I had adrenaline afterwards too. But by that evening, or even next day, dude, it swelled up on me. And I don't know if it's the same for him. Giannis is notorious for icing his knees at the end of the game on the sideline. You know, but that thing don't move right for a while, man. And if he comes back and plays at even 80%, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. And I'll give him, I mean, we already know. I'll give Giannis his toughness back. He's already proven it. You know, I don't think he's a soft player at all. He just can't shoot very well. You can't knock him for that. You can knock him for that. Knock him for that. But in order to win tonight, I believe that without Giannis, I don't see how they get a win, especially if the Hawks if the Hawks play with a purpose, if the Hawks play with confidence and move the ball. If they're moving the ball, they got shooters all over the place. I know the Bucks have won without them before, and if there's a team they could beat without them, it is the Hawks. It's going to be a tough sell, especially with, you know, with the depth that the Hawks have added in guys like Cam Reddish. You know, it's well, you know, with him coming back at least, with Bogdanovich being, you know, fully healthy, with Herter being, you know, hella confident and just wanted to like he's I love him. I love it. They got to come up with a new redhead term for Herter. Gallinari, you know, playing as confident as ever and playing big. I mean, he's always been a confident shooter. And he's playing like Gallinari, you know, and you're still not, you know, thinking about the fact that without Giannis in there, if he's not playing, man, Collins and Capella are going hard. They always go hard anyway, but they are going ham. Brook Lopez is not on his defensive best days, and nor was he ever, you know, Mr. I'm going to block your shot, maybe because of my height, but not because I'm going to challenge you leaping. And these guys are leapers. It's going to be a tough sell tonight. I'm taking no Giannis or no Giannis. I'm taking the Hawks by 10, bro. I'm taking the Hawks by 10, 110 to 100. Hell, 105 to 95, if you want to call it that. But I'm only going by 10 because it's either going to be a blowout or the Hawks are going to win by 10 coming into that game. I just don't see who takes the ball at the end of the game. Unless Holiday decides to have a 30-point game, you couple that with Middleton and Holiday are going to have to score 60 points between each other. Tucker's going to have to hit some corner threes. And that's if they leave him alone for them. Because without Giannis, why do they have to leave him alone? You already have good defensive big men in the paint. This game is coming down to Giannis. And I'm going to do a before-game recap or before-game prediction. So we'll get, you know, the close-to-game information on what the Giannis update is. And we're going to have to go from that, okay? But without Giannis, hell, even with Giannis, I'm talking, because he's no ways 100%. I'm talking the Hawks by 10, 110 to 100. We'll go with the prediction update later. Should we get definitive information on Giannis? Shout out to CP3. Can't wait to see you in the finals. If that's what CP3 does when he goes to take it for him, when he says, I'm here, it's time, I got to take it, especially considering the way his team showed up for him, the veteran confidence, the Crowder played with, the direct nature and the way Booker went straight for it, and there was no bullshit what he was doing that game, and the way he was able to say, we're taking it. Okay, they responded to Boogie. They with Saric hitting them threes. He responded to Pat Bev's bullshit, and they used that. He used that. That's CP3. I don't know what Pat Beverly thought, but that's CP3. You might think you're getting over on him, but that's one of the dogs in the game. He is the best when it comes to, he's up there with the best when it comes to shit talking, when it comes to intimidation all time, and he do it smooth like a point guard, okay? Not like an erratic loser fifth grader who knows he's about to lose the game, okay? Or who has to act like that to try and distract from the fact that he can't really beat you, okay? That's sad. CP3 all day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate all the commentary y'all can give. Anything you want to talk about, tell me what your thought process is. We might have, tidbits we can, get out to everybody through that, okay? Your voice counts just like I'm using my voice right now. So don't forget to like and subscribe and look out for the other Matrix videos, the Matrix Munchies Food Edition. Y'all know what it is. That's what we got popping. Stevie B, Boston, out.